Oh, hello. Here we are again on a pretty sunny Wednesday, actually. Last few days here have been dreary and rainy and it's kind of shitty out. But, the last couple hours hasn't been so bad at the very least. It's sunny enough, people have been out mowing their lawns and relaxing outside. Let's see, what do I even want to go over today? I don't have anybody with me this time around. Everybody else seems to be either offline, sleeping, working, or elsewhere. But I suppose that's kind of what I get for not having a job right now, and everybody else I know either does or just does their own thing. I suppose one of the things I can rant about is what exactly got me into writing in the first. I suppose the initial start would be just my general interest in comics and manga and anime and stuff like that. And that's pretty much my inspiration for becoming a writer in my own sense is I want to write something that I'd want to read. And that's kind of a cue for any aspiring creator. Do something that you would want to play or see or read, something like that. So if something's there that you want done, do it. I mean, not really sure how else I'm going to put it. Let's see. I guess I really started writing back 14 years ago, back in my freshman year of high school. I mean, I turned 28 a few months ago, so I'm not exactly young anymore. And over the course of time, the first few years of high school, I was more into it than I was until I got out of college. And one of the biggest inspirations for me to kind of start writing again was one of my teachers when I went to school in college. And he's a professional writer in his own right. He has a few published books online. I see his posts all the time. And I guess I kind of wanted to be like that. It's just a matter of I don't know where I'm going. And whether or not I'm going to be able to finish even one book, let alone the several I'm working. One of the hard points is focusing on just one project and finishing it without burning myself out on it. That's one of the things I worry about with the entire campaign, with my Patreon, with doing the writing block streams. I mean, I'm only 2 weeks into this, and I feel like every day when I start them, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So unless I have people either in chat asking questions or somebody in Discord to go back and forth with, some days I don't feel like I know what I want to talk about. And I feel like that might come more to light with time, but until then, finding whoever I can willing to talk and ask questions, send me messages, even just to send memes. I don't really care. Just this is more of a half hour of filling time with being myself, I guess, and talking about the things I love to do, rather than just, my gaming streams where I'm either being really shitty at just about anything competitive and raging and stuff like that, or I want to start doing the whole single-player game experiences and stuff like that soon. It's just a matter of picking a game that I feel would be interesting enough to play and stream and chat about, and just be me rather than, a bunch of people to bounce off of. But it's a matter of thinking I'm not interesting enough, I guess. It's usually half of my problem with doing these daily writing streams so far is trying to force it. Yes. Let's see here. I am still getting some writing done for my Panic project. I'm still waiting for a few people to read it, who say they're going to read it and haven't read it yet. Especially the ones who are artistically inclined. Yes, I see you there in the chat, Goob. I know you're listening. You're not memeing and you're not sending me messages, but I know you're there. You'll harass me sooner or later, I know you will. What else do we got here? I'm still restructuring the Uganda story. That'll be a thing sooner or later again, as soon as I feel like it's worth reading, rather than the junk I previously had, I guess. I wouldn't say junk, it's just I'm not 100% about it anymore. It was more interesting when I had people to bounce it off of as a Pathfinder campaign. The insanity that multiple people can bring to the table is unbound, especially when you deal with the extremely intelligent people that I've dealt with, who like to derail things and do things you would never expect. So as a DM and as a player, they're interesting to bounce off of and see what chaos ensues. And trying to put that into writing while still sounding compelling enough to continue reading is difficult. Let's see. The Slayer project is still slowly coming along. My stream yesterday, I was bouncing back and forth with Bacon, and God, I'm using that terminology a lot. I don't know why I keep repeating myself with the same exact one. But he's helping a little bit with details on it. One of the details I'm trying to iron out is what type of spells would be compatible with the system I'm working. Spells, tools, things like that. Other minor mechanics. Maybe someday I'll just drag it into UE4 and start working on it myself, but I highly doubt that because I don't think I'm going to be able to build it entirely by myself. Especially since I can't program. 7 years of programming experience in high school and college, and I still don't know how to program. My brain just doesn't process it at all. That's kind of a difficult point. And the Soul Blade project is very slow. Soul Blade, Jesus, I can't even talk right now. Dice engines are very difficult to build, which is why there's entire teams who do it rather than just one person working by themselves. So, getting there slowly. I mean, the beta is still on my Patreon page for people to check out and give details on. Not sure how many people watching, if anybody's watching, know much about Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons and the like. So, that's a slow-coming project. I haven't done a whole lot with the Deus project yet. That's still going to be a thing. That's still a very difficult thing to write about when it's a complete opposite of the style of writing I do. So doing a third-person style in a sci-fi world rather than a fantasy first-person view, stuff like that, it's very different, and I want to make sure I do it right. Let's see here. Pretty much just skimming through my notes and all of my pages like that, seeing what is there to bring up. As usual, I have my Mr. Momo music channel up on display there. He's on YouTube, and I love his music mixes. This one dropped 2 hours ago, so I couldn't really resist having it up on there. This is the exact channel I listen to when I'm doing all of my writing. It's because it's calming enough to keep in the background and not distracting enough to take away from what I'm doing. I don't know. Throw me questions. Just ask me stuff. Partially what this is meant to be for. If I don't have anybody to bounce off of, I'm just gonna end up talking in circles. But, you know, you gotta have a lot of fans in order to have people talking. I suppose part of my roadmap going forward is I gotta finish another chapter of Panic before anything else. Getting that world solidified, I guess, is the best word for it. Because the current chapter I'm working on is going to be one of the largest I've done so far, and that's mostly because of how much detail I cram into it. Oh, hello. You to be here. Yeah. If you've never been here before, this is my 3-hour block every day. Sorry, 3 o'clock, half-hour block to, oh, thank you. This is actually my workout shirt. I'm in the middle of doing laundry. So, this is pretty much my half-hour block every day where I talk about my writing streams, my writing projects on Patreon and everywhere else. My Patreon, if you're watching on Twitch, is just down below. Just check it out. Everything I put up there is free. Completely free. If you want to donate, you get access to everything 2 weeks early. So all of my chapters you get out early, and all of the artwork gets out early. Nice. Yeah. I've been following Dragon Ball Z since I was a little kid, so, I mean, I'm used to, just the story in general. I picked up Kakarot. No, I didn't pick up Kakarot. Dragon Ball FighterZ recently on my Switch, and I'm having trouble with it because I am awful at fighting games. I could probably stream and just get laughed at by how garbage I am at one-on-one fighting games. But, hello, welcome to my nightmare. I see your charity mark, and I appreciate that. See here. I keep losing my train of thought, but, yeah, all of my projects on there are free to read. Let me know what you think. Become a patron if you'd like, and, help me support myself in doing this the rest of my life, is I just want to be a writer and a streamer and a gamer and an entertainer, and I have to slowly get better at that in order to do stuff. Thank you for the follow. I suppose the hardest part is I'm very introverted, and I have a hard time asking people to subscribe to me and to become a patron on Patreon and all of that, just because I don't like being a burden on everybody else, but at the same time, I need support to do what I want to do. And it's really hard to do, I guess. Yes? Mate, what? I'm kind of relaxed. I'm just, you know, fidgety, I guess. Got all of my, screens up here, so I'm trying to bring stuff up here and keep track of all of my different channels. Because as you can see on my screen there, I'm streaming to everything because I'm not prominent enough on one format or one platform to be popular and focus on that one platform. So I'm streaming to everything: Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to put all my heart into it. Writer's block is just my half-hour, everyday way of interacting with what I want to be as my community and figuring things out on where to go next and stuff like that. Yeah, gotta feel it, huh? But yeah, by all means, please check out my Patreon, check out my writing, give it a read. Everything's free on there. The only thing I ask for money for is so people can have earlier access to it and so I can support myself to do it full time. Because even the... And why is that? I mean, we have the option to, and that's the only way I'm getting any viewers in general, is because most people don't check out smaller channels like mine unless you put yourself out there on multiple platforms. But I'd love to hear your opinion on that, though. Organizing stuff here while I wait for your response here. Yeah, apparently he does. Or she. Sorry. I don't want to be presumptuous there. Yeah. Do I have the tangent out for a little bit? Assume the gender. Yeah, I don't know why my Streamlab bot is doing that. I'm gonna have to open up Twitch. Screw with those settings again. Because it keeps timing people out for stupid reasons. And I don't know why. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't have anything blocked except racial slurs, and for some reason it's blocking dozens upon dozens of other words, and it makes no sense. I'll have to go back and change that again. Yeah, I see that. It's being rude. But I don't quite know why. But yeah, what can you tell me, Cookie Chip, if you're still here? Yeah, I know, it's being rude. Cute, the hair? If that was an attempt at cut, then, no. I'm gonna go with fuck no. I cut my hair once for a security job and regretted it every day. Every fucking day. I'm not adding a bow. I'm not adding a bow to my hair. That's not happening. I'm not cutting my hair. You can yell at me all you want. I'm not cutting it. Cookie. And yeah, I suppose. And yes, I am straight. If you're here to harass me, I will just ban you. I don't have time for people with attitude. But yeah, it's true that the oh, account created yesterday. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Here. But yeah, it's partially, I don't want to come off as desperate, but at the same time, I can't focus on one platform specifically. just because I feel like there's not enough people focusing on just one platform for me to gain traction. I mean, if I had a bunch more followers, I would focus on one platform and have them here. Um, so, I mean, I can see where it would make sense to want to focus on one, but until I have more followers, I can't really do it. Yeah, I don't know why everybody's harassing my chat right now. I've gotten that before. Usually they just kind of show up, say a harassment, and leave. That's like half of the problem I have trouble streaming is the trolls and meme lords who don't like to stay away. Hey, get this man a hug and a... let's see here. I got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to know? Ask questions? I mean, go right ahead. I'm just kind of an open book here. That's why I do these every single day. Trying to gain some traction. I'm not a singer. I'm not singing the song of my people. That's not happening. Well, yeah, I mean, again, part of the huge introversion thing is I don't like the concept of embarrassing myself. I feel like I do it enough when I'm raging at competitive games and stuff like that. But stuff like that. I would love to have more confidence in what I do in order to get more followers and more fans and stuff like that, but again, I'm not really confident in myself at all. That's why I'm here and trying to boost that confidence. Trying to get better at what I'm doing. But at the same time, I know the general overview of what people want to watch changes by day. So, especially in the gaming community and on Twitch, I mean, you can never keep up with what they want to watch unless you are already the top channel.
How do you choose a date?
More followers, so... What would you get a timeout? Because I'm not cutting my hair. It's not happening. It's just not going to happen. I don't care. I've had so many people tell me to cut it when I had it long before. I was forced to cut it for a security job, and that job's very quickly ruined my life. So, I'm not cutting it again. It's just a personal choice. I wasn't allowed to have long hair when I was a kid, and I grew it out after high school. And yeah. This is Twitch. This is just how it goes. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my workout shirt. It's a Dragon Ball Z shirt. I'm just in the middle of doing laundry and I didn't have anything clean to put on right now.
She knows how to have a good time and how to make the fellow with her relax, have fun too.
But yes, the dumb shit messages come with streaming. You're always going to have that. I love the banter. I love reading it. It's a great time.
But just how should he ask her? And what if she refused? No, it won't be easy.
I try to be friendly in an open book. I mean, The only time I'm really not friendly is dealing with trolls or when I'm raging my head off at, competitive games. And that's 90% of what my friends want to play, is they want to play competitive games. They don't want to play the stuff that I like to play. Ha 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 ha. I mean, yeah. I don't understand the concept of trolling. I really don't. It doesn't do anything for me. So I personally don't understand why people troll in the first place. It doesn't do anything for me. Just the concept of it doesn't do anything for me. There. It's definitely a much more lively chat than I'm used to. It's really not funny, though. It's really annoying, if anything else. I understand that the annoyance is why it's funny, but it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't at all. Yeah, I mean, if anything like that, it just aggravates them. It makes them worse. So I try to just not acknowledge trolls and then boot them out. So I don't have them all that often anyways. I don't have a huge enough following to do so. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of the time it doesn't have to be fitting for my stream and stuff like that. It's, Uh-huh. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep an eye out for you. Let's see here. I still have a few minutes left, unless people want to keep chatting. I'll keep this going for a while longer, as long as people want to keep asking questions and chatting for a while. I don't have anything better to do, other than just writing myself. Fuck knows, I have plenty of things to write. As I said, this entire stream is about my Patreon and my writing career, and I'm working on no less than 7 projects right now. 5 books, a D20 dice gaming engine, and a game. So, yeah, that happens. My dog tags? Oh, this is actually just a necklace left over from a friend of mine. It's actually an Avenged Sevenfold necklace. Just a dog tag from one of their concerts. A buddy of mine left it behind. He moved out of state and didn't say anything to anybody. And it's pretty much one of the last things I have of his, and we just don't talk anymore. So, unfortunately, that's just adult life. Other than that, my necklace is comprised of a lion my littlest sister and my mom bought for me and gave me for Christmas. Squall's necklace from Final Fantasy VIII, and then my dog tag. So, have I gone to jail? No. I don't do illegal shit. It's just not my thing. Shit, I don't even drink all that often. I have like 3 shots equivalent of McGillicuddy's and mix it with a can of Code Red Mountain Dew. So, no, I've never been to jail. I'm kind of boring for that. I'm not going to jail for stealing cookies. That's not happening. That's just rude. Right, yeah. I usually remember people who come back and repeat in my streams. I don't have that very often. I really don't. I think I've had... Ha 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 rip. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for that. I don't have repeated viewers all that often, to be completely honest with you. I think I've had them maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah. I mean, anytime people send me messages and stuff like that, I acknowledge them. That's what you're supposed to do. It's polite. Um, I don't have an active viewer list all that time. It doesn't always work. And yes, I have the soundboard buttons down there. They're supposed to cost bits, but I'm not a popular enough channel for it to count bits at all. So it doesn't allow them. Yes, and I acknowledge you all the time. So, there's that. You're always here yelling at me.
Wow.
Wow, thanks. How much money do I have to be donated to cut my hair? It's not happening. It's not a cause worth donating for. The last time I had to cut it, though, I did donate my hair to Locks of Love. When I was forced to cut it for a security job. That was the worst time of my goddamn life. I went from working in a warehouse for 3 years. I worked for FedEx Ground. And this is about 4 years ago now. I quit that to work a on-call professional security. At $20, maybe $20, but I'm not cutting my hair for. But no, I cut it, and I worked on-call security for 11 months. I was working between 45 and 70 hours a week. Working first, second, and third shift, sometimes in that order. And sometimes in the reverse order. I think the most stable shift I ever worked, I would pull 3 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.s, get done at 7 a.m. on Thursday, and go back to the same place at 7 a.m. on Friday, work 10 hours, and then come back at 7 a.m. on Saturday and work 12 hours at the same location. That's the most stable place I've ever worked. Otherwise, I was working up to 70 hours at 6 different sites. And I did that for 11 months. I gained 75 pounds, lost all of my muscle mass, and I never entirely got back from it. I used to be 175 pounds fit. Now I'm back down to 225 pounds, and I feel like a piece of shit. But yeah. Yeah, that's fine. You do you. I appreciate you coming down here and chatting with me for a while. I was playing Apex last night for a couple hours for the first time. And it's the first time I've played it since Season 0. We got our asses kicked, and we won twice, I think. Yeah, just twice. So it went better than I expected. But yeah, we do appreciate it. That the charity badge is really nice. But feel free to come back and chat with me more. I mean, I like people who are, talkative. If I don't have an active chat, I don't have anything to talk about. And yeah, you had fun with Apex. You do you, boy. You go pick up some chicks. Yeah, I started playing it when it initially came out. Season 0, before the entire Season Pass thing came out. And I played it for like 2 straight weeks. And didn't entirely care for it. See, there goes my auto mod again. Yeah, exactly. Ass isn't allowed. I swear way more than, my bot would ever allow if I were to type it. It's just, I need to change that. Yeah, it's an auto mod thing. It won't. It'll just keep yelling at you. I'm gonna have to, fix it later. But it's about that time. Thanks for everybody coming out here and bullshitting with me for a little while. And I will be back to do this again tomorrow. As I said, I'm going to do this every day at 3 o'clock for half an hour plus, and just chatting about my my books and everything like that. So feel free to come back. I'd love people to come back and chat with me some more. And I will talk to you all later.